Depression rarely looks the way it's shown in movies. It's not always crying, screaming, breakdowns, or lying face down in a pillow, unable to get up. Most of the time, depression looks like a completely normal day. Everything seems fine on the outside, but inside, there's emptiness. Like someone muted your emotions and life is running in the background, on silent mode. Hi, my name is Firdaus, and I'm still living with depression and fighting it. I've been living with this condition for several months now, learning how to deal with it day by day. Some days are better, some days are worse, but I'm still here. And I'm here to share my thoughts, my state of mind, and what it's like to live this way. For a long time, I didn't even call it depression. I thought it was just tiredness, stress, burnout, or a rough phase. I'd heard the word depression, read articles, watched videos, but it felt distant, like something that happens to other people. I never thought it could live inside me. Not loudly, not suddenly, but quietly, almost politely. So on the outside, everything looks normal, while on the inside it slowly gets heavier. My mornings look ordinary. I wake up, wash my face, make coffee, turn on music or the news. From the outside, it looks like a normal life. But inside, there's this strange emptiness. I do everything on autopilot, without real presence. Like I'm not a person, but a program following a familiar routine. In those moments, I don't feel joy. I don't feel interest. I don't feel engaged. I'm just completing tasks. One of the most important things I've learned is this. Depression doesn't have to be visible to others. You can smile, joke, work, hold conversations, and still feel empty and disconnected inside. Sometimes it feels like you're watching life through a glass wall. You see everything, but you don't really feel it. And when I finally admitted to myself that this wasn't just exhaustion, that it was depression, it was both scary and relieving. Because this isn't something you can just push through. Day after day, I started noticing the same patterns. When I wake up, I feel resistance to almost any action, even the simplest ones. Cleaning the room, making food, going outside. Everything takes effort I don't always have. I used to blame myself. I thought I was lazy, weak, undisciplined. But over time, I realized this isn't laziness or a character flaw. It's a symptom, and it's something you need to understand, not fight blindly. One thing that truly helps me is taking very small steps. Not big plans or life-changing goals, just something simple. For example, today I decided to go for a short walk. Not for an hour. Not 10,000 steps. Just a walk. Luckily, there's a forest near my home where I can simply walk and breathe. At first, I didn't want to go. My body resisted. My thoughts pulled me back to bed. But I took one step, then another, and I went out. After a few minutes, I felt slight relief. Not happiness. Not joy. Just the feeling that I was in control of at least one small part of my day. Out there, you get distracted. You forget, for a moment, that something is wrong. It's like space opens up in your head for new thoughts. And that helps me understand myself better. Another important lesson is learning to listen to myself and acknowledge my feelings. Not ignoring exhaustion. Not dismissing apathy. But honestly noticing them. Today, after the walk, my head felt a little clearer. The feeling was weak and didn't last long, but it was real. I noticed it. Sometimes I write moments like this down, just to remind myself later. Relief is possible, even if it's small. Social interactions also become harder. Today I talked to a colleague. From the outside, everything looked fine, conversations, smiles, engagement. But inside, I felt tired and wanted silence. I realized that planning breaks for myself really helps. Accepting my limits and not asking the impossible of myself. That gives me a sense that I'm not completely controlled by this condition. Sometimes loneliness shows up even when people are around. Today I was at home, listening to music, and that feeling was still there. But instead of fighting it or denying it, I let myself sit with it. I understood that loneliness is part of my experience, not who I am. Accepting my states without judgment became a step toward inner stability. Depression also changes how you see the future. I used to look at tomorrow with anxiety, expecting more gray days. Today I made a simple to-do list for tomorrow. Only things I realistically can do. It doesn't fix everything, but it gives structure and a sense of control. And sometimes that's enough to feel a little calmer. By the end of the day, after all these small steps, walking, reading, talking, planning, I feel a weak but real inner support. It's not perfect, but it's there. Something inside me is still alive and participating in life. And I've learned how important it is to notice these moments, value them, and build on them. I'm not sharing this to complain or to give advice. This is not a guide or a manual. This is just my personal experience of one ordinary day with depression. If you recognize yourself in this, you're not alone. But it's important to remember, this is something that should be worked through with professionals. Psychologists and therapists are not a weakness, they're support. If this resonates with you, feel free to share your own moments, small steps, and experiences. Not for me, for others. So there's a little less silence and a little more understanding. And I'll keep going. Take care of yourself.